Hi all. First steam up engine up today will be the Grasshopper. First engine of the run on the track setup is the Grasshopper, so we'll see how she goes.
I set it a little too high a throttle. Trying to take a video at the same time is not easy. Yeah.
Second engine up is going to be the ARMIG. ARMIG stands for GIMRA, backwards. It's a two-cylinder, one-chamber valve system. Very interesting mechanical part. Doesn't run great, but here it is. An interesting thing about the ARMIG is that it requires a very large radius as originally designed. It would not negotiate an 8-foot curve, but did require probably a 10 or 12-foot radius curve. This engine is highly modified so that the front axle has a lot of swing. The rear truck was moved forward about 3/4 of an inch. In addition, the rear truck axle had to be removed to make room for the burner, as this engine is an alcohol-fired engine. Here's the ARMIG. Did set the track on fire, but we got that under control now. It seems to be running at a nice sedate speed. It is with the roof. Next up is the E6 number 460. This is the Lindenberg engine. And right now it's pulling a very small train, baggage car, where they're developing the film from the overseas flight. Some extra coal, a few box cars, refrigerator car, just keep everything cold, and a Long Island Railroad Barber caboose, a very rare car. E6 happens to be an AccuCraft engine. It is alcohol fired, has an axle pump, and the controls. The E5 is running finally. We had a fuel delivery problem, and then the couplers pulled out of the caboose and one pulled out of the passenger car. So all we have today now is a coal car and a refrigerator car in the other direction for the caboose. Not sure where they... Next engine up is the Mikado. This is number 587, the nickel plate. This is an Aster engine, alcohol fired. And we'll be pulling this Pennsylvania baggage car, a refrigerator car, and the nickel plate road caboose. Left on the siding is the Long Island Railroad Barber caboose, and you can see that the rear coupler has been completely pulled out from the last run. This engine's a shame. It's resting somewhere in Tennessee and in lots of pieces. Hopefully someday it'll run again. It's a really nice engine running. I've seen it run in Monticello, and hopefully we'll have it running again. There it is, the Mikado. Honey. Next up, it's the Ducaval. This is a French narrow gauge engine, and this is made by Accucraft. It's gas fired. I think it's probably one of the prettiest engines that I have. It runs pretty good for such a small engine. And today we're just going to be pulling 2 flat cars and see how it goes. Should be sort of a spectacular lighting off. Gas engines always have big flames shooting out the front. There we are. Here's the big flame. Until the engine gets nice and hot. And the fire went out. And that's probably all the spectacular stuff we'll see today. For the final run of this afternoon, we have a Long Island Railroad switcher. It was a Southern Pacific, but they sold it to the Long Island Railroad, the Pennsylvania Railroad, and then they converted it and made it into a switcher. It'll be pulling Pennsylvania Railroad baggage car, refrigerator car, flat car, and if it stays coupled, a Long Island Railroad bobber caboose. And now we will light off this engine. This is another engine that will probably produce a beautiful flame on the front. Let's see how it goes. Open up the smart box, light the lighter. Lit. Here we go. Not very spectacular, but the engine is now lit off. Railroad 060 running. By the Ducaval. like a 35. Ran on the Long Island Railroad, coal-fired, had small drivers, could accelerate very fast, but was not very good at high speed. The engineer opened the throttle too far, the fire was just lifted right off the grates. Anyway, I shoveled tons of coal in this engine when I was a young man, and I'm going to shovel some coal again today in this engine, and we'll see how she runs pulling some baggage cars and some passenger cars. So let's go, kids, and see what it looks like.
Next up is the project engine from Gauge 1 Model Railroad Association. The design was originally for an F3. This is an F1 tank engine. We'll see how well this one runs. The G5 was a no run, so that one has got to go back for repair. Next engine up is the Surf Sam Fay. This is all scratch built, alcohol fired. Mechanism is based on the D drivetrain but has regular slide valves. Using O-rings for all the seals. And some nice wooden cars to be pulled by it. There it is, the Sir Sam Fay. Sir Sam Fay, steaming up. We had a bit of a problem with the tender pump. It never has worked. I think I'm going to design one with a 3/4 inch ram instead of a 3/8 inch ram. Maybe it'll pump a little more water in there faster. Also, the axle pump needs to be redone. It's also too anemic. There it is, lid off. The big drivers it wants to really take off. It's Sir Sam Fay. Some revenue service for a change. Next engine is the Astor Lion, pulled by some Larry Argott coal cars, and that's real coal. And there it is. This is an alcohol-fired engine with no axle pump. This engine also features a poor man's cylinder cock. If you can make out the little bolt that's hanging off the front of the cylinder, made this engine relatively easy to run compared to without it. Very hard to start. With cylinders would lock up, hydro lock. There it is, the Lion, steaming up, raising steam. She's on the blower now. A little bit of water pulled up. Once the water clears, we get a clear stack, let it go off. This is the Aircraft open cab Shay, gas fired, 2-cylinder, 2-truck, modified with a spidilator from Bruce Gatham, and a different kind of boiler wrapper and different stack. And in addition, we're going to attempt to also run the Brazil. There's a Hunslet engine, quite nice. There were 2 of these built, scratch built. One has gone to a friend in Tennessee, Alabama. This engine can be quite spectacular when it's lit off, so we're taking a video of it. We get some fire here. We've got some fire. Move the, open up the valve. Not popped back yet. There we go. Now it's popped back. Anyway, here's the Aircraft Shay lit off. Makes a good howling whistle. Here's the Shay running. Always liked the way the Shays looked. Engine on the outside, everything visible, cranks, gears. Really neat looking engine. Now the Brazil is lit off. We'll see how good it does. It always ran, but we had a little bit of a trap flyer. So hopefully it doesn't set everything on fire. Under its own power for the first time in about 10 years. Now for Thomas the Tank Engine. This originally was a roundhouse old colonial that was modified. It's gas-fired, but a pot boiler. And it's pulling two really nice passenger cars, scratch-built. Being a roundhouse, this engine runs very good and will run for quite some time. As usual, they're one of the best runners. There's Thomas.